Can such a mischievous child be saved? He shoots ants with a water gun, watching hundreds of ants scattering. Unexpectedly even stepped on one leg. That is not done yet. He even used water pipes. Shoot down the nest of ants. How cruel is it so young to be like that? Turns out this boy was bullied from a young age. Every time you were bullied by a classmate, then he will be more and more daring, bringing hatred on ants. But he doesn't know. There is an ant that has not been trampled to death by him. Not a trivial ant. It is a witch. Eyes look at the dire scene. This witch ant swears that will let this mischievous baby pay the price. Late at night, the witch led with a suicide platoon sneak into the mischievous baby's room. It crawled up your ear, pour some liquid into his ear. Lightning burst out. When the mischievous boy woke up, he turned into a baby just as big as an ant. The briefs he wore before were also several times bigger than him. He was scared. He watched the witch ant make him tiny. The ants took him away, climbed the pass and wade the stream to the ant nest that she destroyed before. Push one down. The ant's nest is like the mystical world of Puhu, giant worm. The army of ants lined up a few meters long. The altar gathered countless ants. Here is the ants' conference. And then they brought the boy. The main goal is to judge him. Recommended flock. The boy eats the meat, but the real judge, it's a queen ant, just saw it appear behind the wings, like a goddess. She said killing is easy to raise, but raising can have a better future. So her verdict is, tell the boy to live the ants until he turned into a real ant. Then you can have freedom. A gentle woman voluntarily stand up to raise you. So the boy stayed at the ant's nest. The baby ants must accept daily foraging training. The boy was also brought inside at first. Besides, she understood the gentle. Everyone doesn't like you. Dangerous everywhere in the bushes. There are places everywhere is a bottle. Under the sunlight, creates many bright spots. Turn insects into dust. Ants are often subjected to the attack of bees. They came to steal the worm. In times of danger, sister ants dragged the boy to run away. The ants began to fight the bees. They threw out a rock 10 times heavier than me, falling bees. In chaos, there was a bee aimed at the boy. I know it because of protecting you. Stand out by yourself. But the boy did not help. Run away by yourself. In the grass, the boy was targeted by another bee. Luckily he found a cannon. You smartly take advantage of the bottle on the ground. Sunlight focus. Firecrackers are set on fire. The bee exploded. At this time the bees retreated. The ants appreciate him. The first time he was confirmed. The food of the ants. It is a blue ball. The boy ate a piece. Oh, this taste is delicious. You don't stop eating. But after eating, I know. This is called sweetener. Comes from a hairy worm. After the caterpillar absorbs plant fluids, unnecessary sweeteners will be released. Become a delicious specialty of ants. Next, the ants led him to visit Ant Historic Memorial. The ants' past lives are recorded here. When they come in front of a giant portrait, the ants are arching their backs to bow. This taste is the mother of ants. And the person standing next to the mother of the ants. There is a portrait of cruelty. They call it the cloud spraying devil. Heard that just the devil sprayed clouds, then there will be casualties. The boy immediately realized, this person is an ant killer. But a few days ago I found him. At that time he also signed a contract with him to kill worms, to protect the ants. You definitely have to cancel the contract. So he instigated his ant friends, follow you home, looking for candies. But home, not the same anymore. Giant ruffled carpet. It seems impenetrable to ants. The boy came up with a way. Use petals as wings to fly. Use a fan to push air. Fly towards the kitchen. Of course they found candy. At the same time, the boy tried calling a pest specialist, but unfortunately the phone is too big. He pressed the wrong key. Wrong phone call. I don't even know. Evening is coming. They went back to the ant's nest. After the witch ants learned of their actions, hate the boy more and more. Take your fellow adventurers along. Selfish like that. Unforgivable. He angrily chased him away. Go back to the ant's nest. The witch talks about this to the others, but others criticized him. Say that he is selfish. Regardless of everyone's efforts, apparently everyone was trying to teach the boy, only he raped the boy. This makes the witch a little bit regretful. The other ants all went out to find the boy. At this time, boy, alone to the shore of the lake, a scarab appeared nearby. Hello there. But seconds later, the scarab disappeared. What's going on? Oh no. Under the lake, there are monsters. The boy was threatened with a neurosis. A pair of giant eyes appeared in the lake. It's a frog. It jumps very high. Tongue is super long, like a giant frog. The boy both dodged and ran. On the way to meet his accomplices, herd of ants crawled onto a can of soft drink. But the boy has yet to learn how to crawl by ants. Cows are not up. Finally swallowed frog. In the frog's belly there were 3 insects. There is also a smiling child, only the head left. Everyone on the one side chatting and waiting for death. Now, another was swallowed. Who is the witch ant? It turned out that he came to save the boy. He was carrying a nausea-inducing drug. Feed the frog. Effective immediately. Spit them all out. In it there was a fly flying around. The result was swallowed by other frogs. This time no one saved it. Through this story, The boy thanks the witch for risking his life, make peace with the witch. So, the boy understands his previous mistakes. He repented. Also grown up. Next morning, the insect killer is here. He came to kill all insects. The boy quickly ran back to the ant's nest, report bad news to everyone, and say my previous mistakes. You voluntarily joined the fight. Go to the front line. But relying solely on ants, it is impossible to beat the expert. The boy decided to take a risk. Go to the realm of bees. Negotiate alliances with them. At this time, many bees have died. They agreed to the alliance, so the ant swarms equipped with a small variable solution, riding on a bee like a fighting machine, fly in the direction of the insect killer. This person is fully equipped. In an instant, the volunteer army suffered serious casualties. It is very difficult to pass through the smoke, but discovered he was wearing headphones. Solution cannot be shot inwards. The boy found the opportunity to jump into the head of the expert. Unexpectedly, all here are head lice. The expert scratches his head, dropping the boy. She ran up to save him, but the expert flew away. When they landed on the ground, the female ant was crushed by the bee. Can't move. Bees were also seriously injured. In the distance, the smoke kills the insects that come. 3,000 pounds hanging hair. In this moment, the boy no longer ran away like before, which chose to stay. He did not want to leave his accomplices. His gaze gradually hardened. The soul of the ants was on fire. He held up a bee that was 10 times heavier than himself. This is the power of ants. They run away. The boy carried the bee, coming to a high wall. This time he climbed up the wall. His climbing ability has also learned. When they're safe, they think of a new way. Apply small turnaround solution to the tail of the bee. Staff at the expert back arched. Inject the solution into the specialist's body. The solution is effective. Bad people are shrunk. No weapons can be picked up anymore. Chased by bees. Through this battle, the boy got the ant's affirmation. Your punishment is over. The witch brought out the recovery solution, turned the boy back to the old state. Now he is no longer a coward. When evil appears, he firmly stood up to face. The boy used his courage, inciting the evil subordinate successfully. Everyone chase away evil. Greatest suffering before, now resolved easily. Also made a lot of new friends. All are due to the teaching of ants. At the end of the movie, the boy took the candy from the house, poured down for the ants. All of these, recorded in the history books of ants. Ants' life is very short, but their dignity, bigger than many people. See here, how do you feel about this movie?